Hello and welcome to my new video. In my last video, I explained the domain separation, which includes overview, pros, cons, when to use, and plugin. In this video, I will explain the APIs, which includes client API, client mobile API, server scoped API, server global API, and REST API. So let's start with the client API. In ServiceNow, an API refers to the set of rules, protocols, and tools that allow external systems or applications to interact with and access the functionalities and data within the ServiceNow platform programmatically. APIs in ServiceNow provide standardized way for developers to integrate ServiceNow with other systems, automate processes, retrieve data, and perform various operations without direct human intervention. Client-side JavaScript APIs are used to control how the Node platform functions and displays within the web browser. Client-side APIs provide common functionality that you can add to your instance by calling the APIs from client-side scripts such as client script and UI policy script. There is you can say that number of client-side APIs, but I will explain some of the mentioned. Like the first is dynamic translation. The dynamic translation API provides methods that translate text in real time into multiple languages using translation service providers. This API is available for both standard clients and Angular based service portal clients. The next is G underscore service underscore catalog. This API enables you to access data in you can say that multi-row variable set when a model is open. Then glide ajax, the glide ajax class enables a client script to call server-side code in the script include. Then glide document, the glide document class provide the ability to search a DOM element, a document, or a jQuery element. Then glide form, the glide form API provide methods to customize form. Then glide racket. Glide racket is used for database operations. The client side glide racket API enables the use of some glide racket functionality in client side scripts such as client script and UI policy script. Then client mobile API. Cabrillo JS is used to build custom mobile experience inside of no platform native mobile apps. Some of the client mobile APIs are Cabrillo.attachment, the namespace for Cabrillo JS attachment functions. This enables adding and viewing attachment. Then the next is Cabrillo.camera. Cabrillo JS camera functions provides camera access for the barcode scanning. Then Cabrillo navigation, Cabrillo JS function for forward and backward navigation. Then Cabrillo dot no app, the namespace for Cabrillo no app functions. This enables you to interact with screen inside of no platform native mobile apps. Then Cabrillo .view layout, Cabrillo JS function to provide access to native UI elements like buttons and spinners. Then Cabrillo message, Cabrillo JS function to display message in the native UI. So these are the different client mobile APIs, and I also explained the you can say that use or functionality of these APIs. Then we use server APIs in the script to change the functionality of applications or when you create a new application. Uh, there are you can say that the list of server scoped APIs The first is agent no handler. The agent no handler script includes enables running check definitions on demand, checking the status of on demand execution and test check execution, and for stopping background checks that were executed on demand. Then auth credential. The auth credential API provides method that enable you to build credentials for a REST request. Then catalog.js. The catalog.js API enables you to use methods to check and retrieve catalog specific properties. Then catalog item variable. The catalog item variable API enables you to create and modify service catalog item variables using scripts. Then cat category. The cat category API enables you to create and modify service catalog categories using script. Then cat item. The cat item API enables you to create and modify the service catalog item using scripts. So this is the, you can say that some of the server scoped APIs. There is an you can say that many other APIs are also available. Then server global APIs. The server global APIs include glide date, glide date time, glide element, event, glide conversation, and glide user. So let's start with the glide date. The glide date class provides methods for performing operations on glide date objects, such as installing glide date objects or working with glide date fields. Then glide date time. The glide date time class provides methods for performing operations on glide date time objects, such as installing glide date time objects or working with glide date time fields. Then glide element. The glide element API provides a number of convenient scripts methods for dealing with fields and their values. Glide element methods are available for the fields of the current glide record. Then event. The event API provides method that enable the setting of values within an event. Then glide conversation. The glide conversation API provides access to information in the connect message. Then glide user. The glide user API provides access to information about the current user and the current user roles. Then REST API. ServiceNow offers a REST API that allows you to interact with the ServiceNow platform programmatically. This API enables you to perform various operations such as querying records, creating, updating, or deleting records, as well as performing other admin tasks. To use the ServiceNow REST API, you typically need to authenticate using credentials and then make HTTP request to the appropriate endpoints. These requests can be made using various programming languages or tools that support HTTP request. Then some of the REST APIs are account API. Then you can say that agent client collector API, aggregate API, batch API, and case API, and contact API. Account API. The account REST API enables you to retrieve and update customer service management account records. Then agent client collector API. The agent client collector API provides endpoint to manage actions on available agents and managing policies. Then aggregate API. The aggregate API provides endpoints that allow you to compute aggregate statistics about existing table and column data. Then batch API. The batch API provides endpoints to send a single request containing multiple REST API calls and returns a stream of response payloads. Then case API is the case API provides endpoints that enable you to retrieve and update customer service management case records. Then contact API. The contact API provides endpoint that enable you to retrieve and update customer service management contact record. So that's all about the APIs. Before I wrap up, uh, let's quickly review that what I have covered in this session. I explained the client API, client mobile API, server scoped API, server global API, and REST API. So that's all for this session. In my upcoming video, I will cover the integration method. Thank you.